Hello and welcome to today's collective video. I am really excited, hoping this one will work. My filming has been a little bit weird from the Mercury retrograde, so I'm pretty sure we're almost out of it too. So congratulations on surviving it and thriving through it. If not, and you didn't survive, well, rest in peace. And then also, if it was havoc, like chaotic, you're not alone. And I'm hoping that this reading will help give you some solutions, if you will, to getting out of the chaos that ensued. What happens with Mercury retrograde that pops up is different lessons that you are needing to learn, different actions, behaviors that don't align anymore with beliefs that you are realizing you need to be believing in order to see what you need to see. So depending on your belief, you are able to see reality in a certain way, like a kaleidoscope. You turn it literally just a centimeter, right? You turn the dial. It's a literal whole new picture, whole new design, if you will. So that is what these beliefs are really doing for you, is allowing you to see life in a certain way. So it's kind of like you needing to exfoliate right now, I'm getting, when it comes to what it is that you want to experience in 2025, like the good things, like the optimistic things. And what you're exfoliating is going to help remove the blockages within you that are beliefs that are really pessimistic, drain you, bring you down. Your attitude is no longer gratitude, and it's more so piss poor attitude. I am the center point of my world. Y'all, I am the center point of my world. All right, you are literally the star of the show, okay? People come because of you. Like, you're the Taylor Swift of the Eras tour, you know what I mean? Like, literally, what can you bring to the show that no one else can? You are rare, you know that? Yes, you are. You're like more expensive than the most expensive, I don't know what, you know? You're more expensive than the most expensive. Like, that's how rare you are. Because really though, the whole demand of wanting to be with you or wanting to be around you is starting to rise. And there's only one of you, right? So you gotta, like, I'm getting that right now what you're exfoliating is a lot of thinking in the scarcity mindset when it comes to you and what you bring to the table, not realizing how, like, your energy, like your embodiment, it's so authentic, it's so real, like it's so real that it's like the literal show. Like the literal show. I don't know how else to say it except, like, people be stopping and watching you walk. Abundance and prosperity, clear quartz and rutilated quartz. Those are two crystals. I have like a crystal. I can't really, it's so heavy. Do you hear that though? Here, hold on. I'm gonna give you a little ASMR, crystal ASMR. You hear that? Ooh, all those luscious crystals. So, if you didn't hear that, what you're like, what was that? Crystals. Just crystals. I would, you know what? I'm gonna show you. I know this is like such a random video, but whatever. Hold on. I gotta get this piece. Okay. Here. So I show you what I want to show you. So that's the crystals. That's what I was like rubbing my hands on. Here, let me, like this, that. So yeah, little show and tell. There's the reading and then the show and tell. I love show and tell, I'm not gonna lie. Show and tell, like maybe that is something that you're like, oh, I do actually. Like you're realizing that you do like to show others and tell others. I'm getting though that in the past that's what you've been, there's some wounding still in the way that you see yourself, where it's like more of the pessimistic scarcity mindset when it comes to, because it's like I'm getting, if you're able to see the abundance and prosperity that you bring, that only you bring, right? The embodiment of it. Now, I'm kind of forming this question in my mind, like I'm hearing someone say, like, how do you embody this type of embodiment? Like, what do you mean by embody? So this is like, it's your mood, it's your vibe, it's what you, yeah, it's like the vibe, vibration. You are dialed to a certain degree, if you will. And you do this every day, subconsciously, nonchalantly. You're just like walking, and the vibe that you're at is the vibe you're at. The thing that is really awesome is you can control in the current moment the vibe that you want to be in the near future. And that's where, if you're able to kind of like realize the vibe you're in the moment, and like realize, okay, maybe I don't want to be in this, let's, because it's something about when you realize you don't want to be in a certain embodiment, you like don't want to feel a certain feeling, right? There's something of literally embracing it with the hug and having it like move through you like a spirit or a ghost, like going through you as they would in like the TV shows, and kind of like allow yourself to, if you will, transmute the energy into love, into this energy of love called metta, METTA. And it's this love, this embodiment, this vibe that everyone has, because it's like the most realist of energies, if you will. It's the most natural. It's what connects everything together. And so this metta, this form of love called metta, if you allow yourself to literally be the transmuting embodiment of metta, this will allow you to take over control of whatever vibe that was uncomfortable at the time, and you change it, choosing to be like, okay, you know what, we're gonna release this. And it could be a thought that is like holding on that embodiment to you. It could be a belief. It could be the way that you see yourself. There's so many different things it could be, but in the moment you will, it's like the most randomest things, like the most random things that you notice. That's what it is, where you should really kind of be like, okay, let's take over control. And this also will allow you to show yourself trust with yourself, with your intuition, because it's kind of like when you notice, that's like your intuition giving you a little nudge of like, we're on a embodiment path that we have been on before. We don't like this embodiment. We know we don't like this. It's like a boundary I'm getting, this kind of nudge. And it's more so, instead of rolling your eyes and being like a teenager with the parent and being like, whatever, more so you're like, okay, what's up? Because I'm getting, and totally fair, me too, where I've totally rolled my eyes like millions of times when I have these feelings, because it's like in moments also where you're really excited and it's like things are working out and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And then you get this kind of moment of like, whoa, we need to slow down a bit and see what's up, like what we're kind of focusing on right now. Because it's kind of like you get excited, you start going really fast in terms of what you want to do. Like you want to go from point A to point D to point F, skipping over letters, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, also I'm getting that this is allowing you to slow down so that the outside reality, what else is going on, that's all connected with the meta, is going to catch up with you, because you're kind of like a time hopper, if you will, where you're kind of living a couple years ahead of everyone else in terms of them living their life and you living your life. Like, you're realizing what you need to let go of, which helps you get to where you want to get to. But there's a lot of other people in your day-to-day life that haven't caught on, that haven't learned what they need to. So I am getting also that you are like the center point of the world, right? You are also a very a very, very wise master manifester. I don't know if you have looked up your human design chart, and I don't know if it's related to manifesting, but I'm getting that you're someone who really understands how to manifest with your own embodiment. And that is so, so, so rare. Like, not a lot of people right now. I mean, there are so much more people catching on, which is great, but there's something about how you can teach a lot of other people by explaining how you yourself do it. And that is really nice. Because it's like you're an expert from your own experience. And just saying that, like, my solar plexus is like, it feels like it's kind of evolving as I say that. Like, you don't realize what you're truly capable of right now because there's certain beliefs that tell you, like, you're not ready, you still need to evolve. But I'm getting that you are ready. Like, you are like a literal expert on manifesting in your own way, and you get it, and you're like, when you explain it to others, they get it like that. They're like, oh, that is so cool. I love it. Okay, I'm always headed in the right direction. It's like that, yeah, like, you know, especially with the vibe, like, you know the type of vibe that you want to have from, like, the outside vibe, if you will, the atmosphere, right? And I'm getting it's because you know about inside embodiment, like your own embodiment. It's like you set yourself up so that you're embodying what intentionally you're trying to attract to be in your reality, like you're trying to manifest. And so when you're able to allow yourself to kind of get to this embodiment, this like vibe within yourself, like it's like a peaceful vibe. I'm getting balanced, you're satisfied, you go out into the public, and I'm getting there's some different times of different experiences, different interactions that I'm getting. It's more of like testing your embodiment, right? That you set beforehand, and seeing if you can clear out, if you will, the crud and the clutter that other people kind of give to you, like hurt people. And so it's kind of like that whole lesson of realizing or like turning on this transmutational kind of, not that you're a machine, right? But like mindset, right? Where you're like, oh, okay, now it's time to separate from whatever outside I'm interacting with and start to transmute my own embodiment so that I can get back to being at peace. Because it's like you getting back to being at peace and releasing outside connection allows you to get to that master manifester mindset that you need so that your manifestations can happen like that. Yeah. We have also 2 more cards. I am protected in my life at all times, and life is good because I decided to make it that way. There was this like sentence that I wrote a while ago that I think it would be good. I'm trying to remember it. I'm trying to stall. It's something of like, I trust in the authentic embodiment of safety in my current reality, or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I wish I had it near me. It's okay. But there's something about truly, if you don't trust the vibe outside, at least try to find some way to trust within the vibe, the embodiment within you, right? Because really, and I get it, especially if you don't trust yourself, me too, okay? You're not alone. I've made decisions that I ended up getting hurt really bad. And it's kind of like decisions where my intuition was like trying to warn me or trying to be like, hey, watch out. But I didn't listen, and it ended up getting really painful in the end. Like, I ended up getting really hurt, and all this stuff. So it's kind of like I'm getting also right now collected that we're really going through the whole filtering out so that you can trust yourself again. And what you're filtering out is different kinds of beliefs that you're telling yourself about your own worth, about your own abundance, your own prosperity, the embodiment, the vibe of abundance and prosperity. There's nothing that you need to do in terms of changing who you are right now to find that vibe. Okay? It's the whole releasing what is like kind of covering, if you will, this gopher hole. Like something that's like covering something, right? And what's covering it is these beliefs that you didn't come up with, but someone else told you. They like convinced you, right? It's like you had to convince it. It didn't feel natural, right? Because something about it feeling natural for you, like if the vibe feels natural, you're like in that prosperity, in that abundance kind of way. But also if it's like you're not in that, right? There's something about needing to cut whatever is influencing you in terms of the embodiment, because it's like you're embodying fear, right? And yes, you can manifest fear back into your life. Like, yes, you can manifest so much of like what it is that you're working really hard at getting rid of. But it's about getting rid of it before it really becomes influential for you in terms of your embodiment. Magic flows through me. Magic swirls around me. I am magic. Literally, like, I don't think I finished my thought. Okay, so with the abundance and prosperity, right? You literally dial it a certain way that no one else can dial it. And it's about you tuning into turning the dial, I guess, yourself, because you're the expert. You're the one who's going to know out of every human being in this world, this beautiful world, you're the one who will know the most precise kind of turn of the knob for the dial. So you tell yourself, you tune into yourself when it comes to how you want to go about re-embodying abundance and prosperity, because what you're doing is kind of like releasing that fear, and you'll have space for peace, and then you'll also have space for prosperity and abundance. But there's not going to be any space if you're holding on to that fear, because it's taking room where the prosperity and abundance can come into in terms of your embodiment. Because it's like your embodiment is like, let's say, this big old luggage, right? And you have enough space where you can have everything that you need. But there might be more of certain things, like you might have more fear than you really need. Because fear is good too, right? Fear is really great to have. But when we embody too much fear, that's when parts of our lives aren't satisfying us in the moment. Because really, when it comes to living life, you can be 100% satisfied, but you have to tune into what you're telling yourself, how you're looking at your life, how you're looking at life in general, what is influencing you as well, in terms of action, in terms of behavior. So there's a lot that is waiting for you, like a lot. I had some cards drop. Darn. Okay, hold on. I'm trying not to. So, what dropped? I'm gonna read. You bet. Universe, show me how good it gets. Like literally, it gets so good, baby. It's not even that good yet. You know what I mean? It's gonna get like way better, right? But it's releasing, being like, that once was, life once was crappy, but life is now good. Life is now delicious, scrumptious. Getting a lot of meal references, like dessert, filling your stomach up. I settle my worries with reassurance in what I've grown already. Worries, so understandable. They totally drag you. Like, I swear, they drag the present, and it makes the present so much more slower than it needs to be. I'm so there with you though on the worries, like especially because it's like, in the moment of worry, you need to tell yourself it's gonna be okay. Like, we are exactly where we need to be. Like, I am exactly who I need to be. I am doing the best that I can do at this time, and that's as much as I am expected to bring. You know, like allowing yourself to just, yeah, relax. I totally get it. Resetting that nervous system, you know. I effortlessly embody my divine feminine self. Definitely had a lot of different, if you will, ideas seeded into your mind when it comes to manifestations, and like how to get over the obstacles, how to no longer see the mountain but see like a grain of sand, you know, because it's like you're realizing you're making really big issues big for no reason. The size of the issue, that's it. The size of the issue, the amount of care that you put forth, that's what really needs to be looked at, for the collective, allowing yourself to see if it's really satisfying you in terms of the time and energy you put forth, and the care as well, in that beautiful, like a care package, right? I think, you know, what I'm seeing is there might be putting a little bit too much care into outside sources that are not allowing you to embody that peace and prosperity, but allowing you to embody the stress. The stress of the mess. It's okay though. I am the source to releasing what holds my life from into getting better. Y'all, literally, you are the source. You are the scissors. And you know where that string needs to be cut. I tried my best with what I knew in the past, right? Like, I get it. Definitely I'm feeling a lot of like sense of responsibility in terms of responsibility and care. Because it's good to like be responsible and care, but it's like too much where it doesn't really matter. Like, it's taking away from you, and that's what matters. Is if it's taking away from you, like caring about this certain thing, if it's taking away the enjoyment in the moment, it's best to release it, right? And yo, multi-millionaire mindset, baby. Like, you know what you're really worthy of, and you're like, that's not, it's below my worth, if you will. And not to be in like a superior way, but more so it's going to make you feel below your worth, I guess, you know? Yeah, it's like some kind of boundary, really. I'm getting like a pool on top of like a New York City building or whatever. And like they have like some kind of railing so that the person doesn't fall over because they kind of got too curious, right? With like, ooh, what's over on the edge? And they would fall and, oh, you know? So like having that kind of, I don't know, some kind of like way in case you get a bit too curious, right? With your manifestations. Ooh, yeah, it's like kind of like anchors to keep you grounded when it gets to that manifesting kind of time. Like I'm getting kind of like when you farm, there's a certain season that you would get all your wheat, you know what I mean? Like, and then there's certain seasons where you would grow the wheat, sort of thing. So I'm getting that you're kind of getting into the manifestation season of reaping your rewards. Yeah. But it's like you don't want to, there's something about not getting too carried away in terms of caring about what happens outside as you manifest. Because it's like, you're like, oh no, what did I do? But it's not you. It's not you did something wrong. It's the outside reality shifting. Like literally, I'm imagining an Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio. Is that his name? Yeah. I always get, anyone else get Leonardo DiCaprio and Leonardo da Vinci mixed up? Yeah, me too. But kind of when the dream is changing, the entire outside setting is changing as well. Like the literal streets were literally coming over, and it was like some big circle, like a picture that you would take. I forget what they call it on the iPhone. I'm shooting on an iPhone, but literally it's kind of like, yeah, what I'm getting is a literal circle, and you can see the entire reality, but it's like the reality is changing. That's what the mistakes are, and it's not a bad thing, it's a really good thing. Like it's a signal that like the whole your inside work of changing your beliefs is changing in terms of outside. The outside is now reflecting what you've been really trying very hard to do on your own in terms of releasing and trying to see life in a whole different way. I love it. We have stimulates love, restores equilibrium, repairs DNA. People admire and look up to me. It's kind of like, yeah, it's something about, you know, you're going to get hurt, but the way that you handle the matter within you that's hurt is different, where you're like so much more ready to give yourself a hug and to sit down and listen to this hurt part of you than to ignore it and like put a smile on your face and say like, it's fine. You're like, no. We're gonna take the time to figure out what's up inside, because we care about inside of us in our embodiment. Like you're realizing that you're like, I really do care about my embodiment so much more than I thought I did. And it's something about also the whole acceptance of caring for your embodiment. Something about, I'm getting like feeling ridiculous, feeling silly, feeling like a fool, like And it's only because there's not a lot of other people who choose to handle hurt the way you do. There's a lot of people who choose to hurt because they're hurting. And it's okay to do that. You know what I mean? You got to get through doing that to understand not to do that. I don't know, you know? Because maybe you're someone who really does show others, like, here's different opportunities you can do instead of, like, hate what you're given, right? And that might be a really, I could see how that could really make the whole manifesting your abundance and prosperity, like, I could see how that could totally, if you will, ricochet up, like hitting like something and going straight up, like the growth, if you will, of what it is that you really want to, you desire to experience. Because, saying that, the definition of what you be desiring. Okay, yeah, so hurt people, the desire to hurt. Yeah. It's okay though, because, you know, you can have the desire, but also know you can release the desire just as much as acting upon it, okay? So it's not bad to literally desire, oh, I want to hurt someone, okay? It's realizing you don't want it's realizing the whole process, the whole belief system of handling your hurt that just needs to change, you know, and not shaming, not putting guilt into it, right? And making it harder to change, but allowing yourself to like be like, oh, you know, if someone does give you hurt, like, as much as you want to get back at them, you're like, I'm gonna walk away. And then you release, right, whatever they gave you, that kind of embodiment, and you realize, oh, wait a minute, I need to focus back on me. And then you're like, oh, it's no big deal. Because it's something about making a big deal out of this interaction that makes it like 10 times harder to handle. It's not a big deal, okay? In terms of society, our society is like really in pain. Like, everywhere you would go, you're gonna meet someone who is not comfortable in their own embodiment, like their own authenticity. And it's been told by us, by other people, by like trends, by movies, by entertainment, so many different angles, that being different is something that you don't want to be, right? But being different is literally authenticity, right? And so it's kind of like you're bringing to the table with people who usually are dealt with hurt from others when they hurt others, right? You're bringing to the table ways for them to experience a different way of handling hate and pain and hurt, where they themselves can realize, oh, I didn't know, like, when it came to human interaction, that this was the type of interaction that was in my reality. And so you're bringing other people who maybe have yet to have the opportunity to meet someone like you, right? Someone who would heal the hurt. Because when you transmute, you're healing, y'all. You're literally changing the energy. And that's a huge, huge, important part of the entire energy, right? And so it's kind of like you're literally like a celebrity, a healer, like a healer celebrity for those in your community, locally, online, I'm getting. So we have a couple more cards and then I'm gonna head out. Okay, so, my bad, didn't mean that. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Whatever. To be able to focus. Oh, this is the sigil. Sigil for to be able to focus. Definitely, right? What's the priority? What's the whole point? What are you intending? You're intending prosperity and abundance, right? I totally got it. Like, you totally can be prosperous in fear too. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what really it is no, you are prosperous and abundant, right? You've already embodied that. But it's like that tone of voice, pessimistic, optimistic. It will really send your focus in a different direction. I kid you not. It is kind of like the optimistic is like a compass working right, and the pessimistic is the compass no longer works right. Like, have you ever had a compass that did not work right? It malfunctioned, right? And so it's kind of like you need to realize, right? And that's your responsibility, but it's literally, y'all, when you get yourself to a point where you can realize on your own, so easy to change what you need to and not wait either, okay? Not wait either for other outside sources to do, like to, I guess basically start the optimistic, prosperous, and abundant shift, change. Like, you are the one who's doing it. And the rest of the outside will change. You're a trend changer. I don't freaking know. You know what I mean? Like, you're a trend setter and a changer. Like, you dictate it. I love it. You're the Mona Lisa, baby. You're not only, because did Leonardo DiCaprio painted the Mona Lisa, I'm pretty sure. So, like, literally, you're Leonardo DiCaprio. Nope. I did it. See, I totally told you. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. Leonardo DiCaprio is the actor in... I'm getting insidious. No. Yeah, whatever. I'm getting lost in the sauce, y'all. But you know what I be saying. Like, you know what I mean. You know? We got 3 cards left. And then I'm gonna go. Okay, so we have blank. This blank card is whatever you want to put on it. We got another blank card too. I'm gonna get 2. We got 1212, encourages positive changes in relationships, assures harmony with career and money, clearer life path, and spiritual growth. Okay, 1212, baby. Ooh. And I'm gonna get 2 cards for... I'm so burpy. So we have discomfort, comfort. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. And then we have true friendships are easy for me to form. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, especially if you're a true friend. If you're a true friend to yourself, you be giving yourself love and not fear. So, like, what beliefs are you feeding yourself, okay? That's the nourishment. Like, fear can also be a little bit malnourishing, okay? So, like, fear-based beliefs, love-based beliefs. Bottom line, though, with fear, like, if you look really, really, really deep, it just means that you really, 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 really love something. Like, the seed of fear is love, but it's from getting hurt over and over again in certain ways that are so similar that they're, like, literally the same. and these woundings of your own like perception of reality and what really reality is, like all of that stuff, below it, below it, below it, like love, right? Love, love, love. Start to, yes, it might be time to really, really invest in understanding what, in terms of action, habit, beliefs, and behavior, can you bring to the table that allows you that embodiment of love, right? The more you can implement love into your day-to-day life, the more that you're able to have it embodied, get familiarized with it, and you're like, ooh, yeah, because it's kind of like before you become friends, you have to become acquaintances, and before you become acquaintances, you are strangers. So the more you get to know this embodiment of love, the easier it is for you to recognize, oh, that's a friend. Yes, baby. Because also with fear, I'm getting, instead of like pushing it to the side, like the subject matter or whatever, instead saying to yourself, I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, kind of investigating, asking myself, meeting myself where I'm at with this certain type of fear, and allowing yourself to really go through and understanding it. I'm getting at a place where you can really be at peace, so you can focus just on yourself and not what else is around you. Cool. So that is the video. I really appreciate your presence, your time, your energy. Thank you for joining me. You will see me in another video, and hopefully I will see you checking me out. I mean, come on now. Thanks. Stop. You know what I mean, but not really. Appreciate it. Yeah. Totally come back if you want. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye, y'all. See you in the future.